The biggest gay hockey series ever get a massive ripoff by a cheap, money-hungry, straight romance series? We all know Heated Rivalry. Two of the best hockey players in the world falling for each other and creating one of the biggest romance stories we've seen on TV. Well, now the internet is exploding over claims that a new show called Off Campus is copying Heated Rivalry, and according to fans, it's copying everything. Both shows have a main couple and a secondary couple. Both have hockey players. Fans are even pointing out that some of the kiss scenes, poses, and promotional photos look almost identical. And of course, when people notice stuff like that, they're going to talk.
Off Campus deserves the hype that Heated Rivalry got. I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this. Off Campus's hype has been exhilarated by Heated Rivalry, and that's okay because the impact that that series had on queer people, queer media, the general media, it's crazy. That being said, a lot of people were calling for a straight hockey series. It was gonna happen, but that really helped with the exposure because that's how the market works. Also, just looking at the source material, and yes, I've read both the Heated Rivalry series and part of the Off Campus series. Not everything. That's 13 books. God damn it. You have pretty mid to bad source material. One show is incredible. They had 3 dimes in a drink. And the other one, someone at Amazon was like, you know what? This is it. We're gonna make a lot of money with that. And they executed that well. So, can we stop? Can we not?
This creator basically argues that Heated Rivalry was made with passion, while Off Campus feels more like a studio trying to cash in on something that already works. Now, whether that's true or not is up for debate. Fans started comparing screenshots and pointing out similarities in facial expressions, styling choices, jewelry, poses, and even things like gold chains. Some people think it's a coincidence. Others think somebody definitely had Heated Rivality open on a second monitor while planning this show. When one TikToker pointed this out, off-campus fans were not happy.
Gold chain, a mole on his face, captain of the hockey team. I think I've seen this play before, and I'll see it again and again and again.
And then things got even messier. Some Heated Rivalry fans noticed that the off-campus actors were recreating promotional content that felt very similar to things Connor Storrie and Hudson Williams had already done. That led to another wave of videos claiming that off-campus basically studied everything that made Heated Rivalry successful and tried to recreate the formula. At this point, the discussion had become so big that it wasn't just living on TikTok anymore. People were talking about it on actual podcasts. One creator got so frustrated about the whole situation that he went on a huge rant about Off Campus.
And I have a bone to pick with Prime Video.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
Amazon, right?
Amazon,
Yeah.
Jeff Bezos, and here's why you can suck it, Jeff, because, listen, the gays can't have anything. Heated Rivalry, a phenomenon, especially for the queer community. And doesn't Prime Video come in with its straight propaganda pushing Off Campus?
I saw the preview for that.
What's Off Campus?
It is basically the straight version of Heated Rivalry.
So I thought of that right away.
Yes.
So true.
Yes, it's literally about a girl at a university who starts to tutor like the jock on the hockey team, and then they fall in love. And
I'm surprised Jacob Tierney's not like, I'm going to write you a season desist for that one.
If not, I will.
You know what? My bonus with them is that you get the service and then you go to watch, for instance, Housemaid.
Then you gotta
and
pay
you have
for
to
it?
pay for it.
Yeah.
Because they don't just have, it's like, okay, when you actually look at what the Prime selection is, it's crap. And on top of that, there's ads. So they're like, do you want to pay for more to not get ads? It's like, I'm already paying. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I'm not here for it. If you want to watch it, don't. Go on Crave and watch Heated Rivalry instead.
Yes, and bring on season 2 already.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
The funny part, after seeing the comments, he realized people weren't agreeing with him nearly as much as he expected. So later he came back and wrote, "Well, turns out I may have overreacted, but I will defend Heated Rivalry forever." And honestly, the replies underneath were pretty interesting. You can defend something without crapping the other thing. Next time, do some research. Off-Campus book was published first. The show was announced in 2024. Heated Rivalry a year later. No one is trying to rip off anything. Storylines are completely different and the only thing they have in common is someone plays hockey. Why can't we just enjoy both? I totally understand wanting to uplift queer stories, they absolutely deserve it, but telling people to avoid other shows feels like it creates unnecessary division. More adaptations across the board can actually open the door for even more diverse stories. Off Campus was published in 2015, way before Heated Rivalry. Off Campus is a book to TV adaptation as well. Hockey romance books have become increasingly popular. Please don't go after another series just because they are both series. I have watched Heated Rivalry and will be watching Off Campus because I'm a book reader and I love both series. It is not similar at all other than the hockey. And honestly, looking at those comments, it seems like a lot of people think the podcast creator got some of the facts wrong. Because yes, Off Campus was a book first, and yes, both shows are adaptations, but then another argument started appearing online. A lot of people noticed that when Heated Rivalry gets discussed, one of the first things people bring up is the intimacy between the characters. Meanwhile, Off Campus also contains intimate scenes, yet somehow nobody seems to focus on those nearly as much. And naturally, that became another internet debate.
Just an observation. Remember when Heated Rivalry first came out? And honestly, the entire time it was out, people were calling it soft corn. People were literally calling it corn. And saying there was too much sex. And that it's all sex. And reducing it down to nothing but sex. Do you remember that? And it's just interesting how I love both Heated Rivalry and Off Campus, but it's just interesting to see how that is not the reaction of a large group of people when it comes to Off Campus, which Off Campus also has a lot of sex in it. I wonder, what possible reason could there be? And you know the types of people calling Heated Rivalry soft corn. Like, I feel like it's the type of person that might watch Fox News, per se. Like, do you know what I'm saying? I just think it's interesting. I just think it's an interesting observation that I've noticed, you know?
Some people argued there's a double standard, others completely disagreed. But regardless of where you stand, it definitely added even more fuel to an already chaotic discussion. And despite all the criticism, Off Campus is still getting a lot of attention. In fact, some people are getting so invested in this debate that they are practically crashing out online. One creator even compared how clean and polished Off Campus feels versus how emotional and raw Heated Rivalry feels.
I know that the people at Prime Video must be pissed that Off Campus is coming out after Heated Rivalry. Because they gotta know that there's no way that they're living up to the hype of Heated Rivalry. Like, they gotta know that. Like, the teaser for Off Campus got released today, and everyone on my Twitter timeline is just talking about the fact that it looks like garbage. Maybe that's a bit dramatic. Not everyone's hating, but a lot of people are like, we don't care, like, blah, 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 blah. So, like, sucks to be them, I guess. Honestly, though, I do kind of think that it's going to still perform well. Even though I don't think it will be Heated Rivalry height of success, I do think it will be a relatively big hit, especially because the book was, like, pretty popular.
Her argument was that Heated Rivalry captures emotions in a way that feels much deeper and more personal, while Off Campus focuses more on delivering a mainstream romance experience. What's especially interesting is that these series are actually trying to do very different things. Off Campus focuses on straight couples, casual relationships, toxic masculinity in sports culture, and other issues surrounding athletes. Meanwhile, Heated Rivalry focuses on queer relationships, representation, breaking stereotypes, and challenging toxic masculinity from a completely different angle. And here's the irony. Off Campus can use real NHL team names. Heated Rivalry can't. Even though many fans feel Heated Rivalry is the one pushing boundaries and tackling topics that the hockey television rarely touches, maybe the real question isn't whether one copied the other. Maybe the question is why fans feel the need to pit them against each other in the first place.
It's almost like on all these other shows, they have to they smooth everything out. It's very clean. It's like organized almost.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay, compared to?
Do you know what, and like all of the boys are like, they look clean.
Okay, compared to?
Compared to Wait. Look at this weightlifting scene. Hold on. Like, do you see, like, how it's, like, it seems like there's just...
What do you think? Is off-campus unfairly getting accused of copying Heated Rivalry, or do you think some of those similarities are just a little too hard to ignore? Let me know down in the comments, and make sure to like and subscribe because this debate is only getting bigger and I'll definitely be covering whatever chaos happens next.